What's up, guys? We live in an amazing time. This period of the crypto market is volatile, right? Everything goes up. People think bull market is back. Then it goes down. People say bull market is over. In the meantime, this is the time in the market where you should place your positions because it's the last chance that we are going to get, in my opinion. If you just simply look at the 4-year cycle, as long as it's intact, it's intact. And it is still intact. We just got rejected at a certain point that we got rejected from in all the other cycles. And that dip that we got so far always has been the last good chance to really accumulate. Now, what are you going to accumulate? That's totally up to you, of course. But I want to talk about well, something general, but in this case, a specific project, by the way, that that I think is going to do super well, and that's Bitcoin. Now, it's like Bitcoin will do well, probably, right? But if you look in the crypto market, there are a lot of smart people building good projects. They know what crypto can offer. They know what the current problems in crypto are, and they know how to solve it. And you want to look where the problems are, and you want to look where these problems are being solved. Now, one problem, well, yeah, one problem is that a lot of good developers want to launch their project on the market, but they need an audience for that, right? The how are you going to solve that problem? Well, by creating a launchpad, for example. And there are many launchpads. It's all I talk about basically, because in my opinion, it's the best risk reward ratio play you can make in crypto by far. Why do I say that? Well, very simple. If you go on the open market and you, for example, feel like, well, Gala, good project, let's buy it, right? And you bought it like, I don't know, here, right? Now your investment is down with like 60%, if not more. Yeah, who can you blame, right? You're looking around like, can I blame you? No, you can only blame yourself, right? And there is nobody out there that says like, you know what, you have your money back. It doesn't work like that, right? High risk. All right, crypto is high risk enough. Buying crypto from the open market is super high risk. Now, with Launchpads, it's a little different because there are refund policies. Because even with a Gala or something, if you buy it here, the upside is probably not 100x, right? The 100x's are also not in the risky meme coins. That doesn't work like that. There are like these stories that you hear from people, but it's not for no reason that these are big stories, right? Because it doesn't happen much. It's like winning the lottery. There are millions of meme coins on the Binance Smart Chain alone, like 3 million. Like, then take all the other chains. Are you going to pick the winner? Also hard. Now, how you want to make a lot of money in crypto is by being early. That's like all I preach about on this channel, and it's not a joke. If you are really early in crypto, you can really make a lot of money because you invest before anybody else does. If you look at the past IDOs and ICOs, for example, look at the numbers that were pulled off, right? If you scroll down this page, you have like what, 30, 50, right? 50 projects that did more than a 300x. And it's up to you to get into these projects before they release. Because if it's a good project, people will buy it off the open market. Like I'm buying Altora off the open market. But like there are people that invested in the private round that be like, sure, buy it. Be my exit liquidity. I'm not saying you should not buy anything off the open market. Like I said, I'm buying Altura, for example, because that's one of the projects that I think like, all right, will do well. But if you are one of the people that bought it here at this price, you will still be up 100x, right? It's decent. Now, therefore, Launchpads are so incredible because with Launchpads, yes, you have to invest in the Launchpad token from the open market. But apart from that, you can put your money into these launches that they release. And if you put your money into these launches that they release, then it's a quite of a safe bet because most, let me put it like this, any decent, reasonable, good launchpad out there has a refund policy, right? It doesn't go for seed rounds. Like that's just, yeah, that's the risk of being that early. But with launchpads, IDOs, IGOs, whatever, you have a refund policy. And if the token that you buy doesn't perform well based on the conditions of that specific launchpad, you can say like, okay, you know what? I want my money back. And if it does perform well, you make money. Therefore, I like launchpads so much. Now, there's a specific launchpad that I have not been talking about a lot. I've been talking a lot about Seedify, a little bit about ChainGPT, maybe Gains Associates, but there's also a launchpad called Decubate. And now, Decubate is on a run. Decubate is doing really well. They have some of the best projects that I've seen. Like I love, like Serenity Shield, for example, did amazing. Chappies did amazing. WorkX did amazing. Trade Tomato did amazing. Solidus, DexCheck did amazing. All these projects, Change, they all did amazing. Right now, there are some projects coming up right here, like InterSwap, let's use some Felicium, Octavia. And I will cover these projects that I'm going to invest in specifically on this channel. I always like to talk about the projects that I invest in, just to take you with me and make you familiar with the project, so it saves you a little bit of research. But in general, I would like to talk a little bit about Decubate, because Decubate is the project, like the UI is clean. It's so user-friendly. It looks fantastic. You have your portfolio right here. You can see what you invested in. You can have a very nice overview of all the projects that are out there. But what I also like about Decubate is that you can already get introduced to it without paying for it. Let me explain. There is a link down below to not to shill something, but if you use it, it will also benefit you. Let me explain. This is the Decubate tier system. And as you can see, they have a couple of tiers: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond. Right? Now you can get you can say like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm gonna go get the diamond tier, take my money. But there are also people that feel like, okay, let me see how this works. You can start with the base tier, and it says staking requirement free. So what this does basically is you can sign up on Decubate and you can get a free tier. This free tier won't give you a huge allocation, of course. Why? Because it's free. I don't need to explain that, I think, right? So you can get maybe $10 allocation. If they have higher raises, you get more, okay? But then you can get the taste of it. Plus, if a $10 free allocation does a 10x, you have $100, right? You still have to pay for the project to invest, but you don't have to stake the Decubate tokens. Then you can upgrade your tier if you like. That's what I like about this project. It's, of course, marketing, but it is very generous marketing, right? They give you something for free, and if you like it, you can choose to get more. So it's on Decubate to make sure that their product is good, because if they give it out for free, they have to make sure that you like it. So rest assured that they have a good product, right? They don't give bad samples. Otherwise, you won't step it up. So that's what I really like about it. So that's one big benefit about Decubate. Now, why did I mention the link below, and why don't I say like, hey, just go to the website like I usually do? Because there is a benefit for both of us. Because on Decubate, if you start with the base tier, like I said, it won't cost you anything. But if you decide to upgrade your tier, then you will get, just like me, Decubate tokens in return. Right, so if you say like, okay, I like it, I'm going to go to the bronze tier, you get 100 Decubate tokens. If you're going to go to the, it gets more and more and more. So you actually get some free tokens. Now, that's what I like about this project. They give samples of their product. And like I said, if their product is bad, then they will do it, of course. And they have a very good track record. This is the information from CryptoRank. So I don't know how accurate it is, but usually this is super accurate and it has all the projects listed. But the cool thing about Decubate is that if you look at their projects that they've released, they did not release that much, if you look right here. But everything that they released is still above pre-sale price. You often see all-time high ROI, super high, but the current ROI low. You know what that means? That means that once the project came out, right, it did something like this, and then it came down. You finally get to claim your tokens, and then that's how a lot of Launchpads show their ROI, and I think that's a little deceiving. However, with Decubate, it's actually the case that, hey, if you invested in ChainGPT, you would still be up 17x, right? So even if you just invested like $200, doesn't matter. You have $3,400 right now, right? Chappy should still be up 3x, still 2x, still 4x, still 4x, right? These are decent numbers, especially if you consider when they were released, all in 2023. That's the pre-halving year for crypto. Now, not to be too technical in this or anything, but if you look at 2023, that was mainly a year where altcoins were, for a big part, were going sideways. So, of course, if you timed the bottom on some projects and sold the top, you could have made some profits right there. But then you had to have a good timing, right? But for a market that overall went sideways, doing a couple of 4x's here and there is definitely not bad. Now the market is looking like this. So I'm very curious to see how Decubate is going to perform. And what I think is a big benefit as well, not anything negative about CeDeFi. You know, I'm a big CeDeFi groupie, and I will never say anything bad about them unless they are doing something bad. But they are like ICAP, right? $150 million. Yeah, they are pioneer, right? What's high for CeDeFi can be low for another project or vice versa. But a lot of people, they're looking for the smaller cap ones. Now, if you look at Decubate, like $12 million market cap. Even the fully diluted is just 40 million, right? According to CoinGecko. I have to verify that, by the way, before I say something wrong. But the market cap is super low. And what you can see is that once the market started to pick up, some projects did well, right? What Decubate did, they went from 1 cent all the way to 5.5. Altcoin market on general did a 3x. Decubate did double than that, right? Even way more, because it was sitting at 0.007. They did like an 8x. I see these times in the market as a little preview of what's about to happen in the bull market, right? If a project in a decent bounce does very well, then I feel like, okay, cool. How is it going to do in a real bull market, in a real altcoin, alt-season type of bull market? Also interesting, Decubate introduces DCB token burn mechanisms. So what's pretty cool is that the token is not just being there inflationary and you have to just wait for it to get vested. The Decubate token is essential to the Decubate platform, connecting investors to our clients. However, the staking system, which has been a great success, also inflated the circulating supply of the token. Of course, if you stake, you get more tokens. To maintain healthy tokenomics, it's important to decrease that, and they will do that by burning some tokens. That has benefits for the company, that has benefits for the token holders as well, you and me. So that keeps the price in check, and you can see it right here. Now, what I also like about Decubate is that it is more than just a Launchpad. Look at this, and I'm gonna round it up. Look at Solidus AI tech. A lot of people, they like it. Look how this looks. Seems familiar? Yes, Decubate creates that for these projects. Decubate is behind a lot of projects, which is also a revenue income for the project. So they don't, as a project or a company, rely on just successful launches. So in my opinion, you can look at the cheaper ones and the more risky ones, but this is way more sustainable and has a way higher chance of succeeding in the long term as well. And therefore the risk is very low, while the reward is pretty high, in my opinion, as well, given the current market cap and the projects that they are releasing. So in all honesty, this is one of the better, like a lot of people only look at allocation. and the allocation is low. The allocation is that. Yeah, take some huge risk and go into a launchpad like Paragen or something with high allocations, but you always have to, pinch your hands if it's going to survive if the market turns around. Right? With Decubate, it's still crypto, anything can happen, but you don't have to be that afraid of that, which is super important if you ask me. Staking super much on point. Like I said, they know how to create all of that. Where can you get it? PancakeSwap, by the way, you can get it right there, but you can also get it on Maxi and Bitmart, and there might be some good chances that with their connections and their professionalism, there will be more exchanges, which will make it more accessible for other people, and therefore it could do positive things with the price. And therefore I'd like to discuss this now instead of once it got some good exchange listings in the future. Maybe, I'm not saying it will, but there's a good chance it will. So in my opinion, overall, when you ask me like, hey, can you give me a top 5 of cryptos which is relative low risk, high reward? Decubate is in there. And I hope I was able to explain very well why that is. Now, they also have their learn to earn campaigns, right? And that's also pretty cool because it's not only pre-sales. You can also, like with Chappies, learn to earn, right? What does it mean? You get to learn about the project. You can read about it, so you know what you invest in, which is good for the project, because if it's a good project, they understand that if you know what it is, you won't be triggered to sell that soon because you like it, right? You get to learn about the project. You can answer some questions, and you can earn some of these tokens for free, right? So, and that won't be like tens of thousands of dollars worth of tokens, right? Unless the token does very well, of course. If you get like maybe $20, I don't know, worth of these tokens, and it does a 50x, hey, free money, right? There's so many ways in crypto to get like free money actually, which is pretty cool. So do check it out. Again, there is a link down below, because if you do want to step your tier up, you might as well get some extra tokens in return for it, and it helps me as well a little bit. Hey, I have to earn as well. So I'm gonna talk about this more that you already know. And if you're like, fuck you with your Launchpads, all right, unsubscribe to the channel, unlike the video, turn the bell notification off, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.